basically, what we're trying to say is we're trying to take over 2021 and become the biggest podcast in the UK. So
I think for my goals for the podcast, for me, I've enjoyed doing the podcast, but where I kind of test it is to see like what kind of content we make together. I'd be interested to see maybe in the back end of next year us do different content together, because we do that on my channel and we do it on each other's channels. But
we've got things planned, haven't we?
We've got things planned. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if I'm going to set goals, like I'll have that in mind. I want us to still do the podcast because I enjoy it. I really love it. I get to meet new people all the time. It's interesting. Yeah. But then do more content. I think you've really put something in my head today about doing a live show. So I think for me, I think that'll be class if we can get one of those next year at that comedy club.
Yeah, well, we
comedy club.
That's
something to say about us.
Yeah. We've talked about, obviously, I don't want to mention it just because, like, it's our idea and stuff. Well, with what we want to do, but we've got ideas to really try and make, like, this is a podcast channel. This is a podcast, but make Antisocial like us, and also like do different style of content on this thing.
Yeah, of course.
Like high production stuff that not many other just podcast channels do.
Yeah. Just to clarify, it's not that we're saying we want to stop the podcast. I mean, if we want to do something different, like not like every week, like every month, every 2 months, we want to do something like quite cool, just out there.
Yeah.
So like a different content is us, but doing something else other than just a podcast.
So say, for example, I think that was first brought up when we did the goat yoga video on my channel. And we were just like, well, if we do stuff like that together, I think.
But really high production.
Like the goat yoga.
Well, that wasn't high production.
What the fuck, Cam? You saying my content's not high production?
Yeah, you like the goat yoga, high production.
Shocking. But what I'm saying is, some people may not have seen that video, so I'm saying like high production. So it's not if I think goat yoga, I'm going to think someone's just taking a vlog and camera and
for sure,
just playing with goats.
That's something which I'm only ever interested in doing is more high end content production wise. I would never really like just get a little camera and set up an iPhone. My biggest disaster would be if I ever had to make a video vlogging on an iPhone. Oh God,
first word problem.
We should say, like, people watching this, if you've watched this far, just with the comments and stuff in the YouTube, just say like what kind of things you'd like to see us, like, Antisocial try. Bloody bloody, like goat yoga stuff that is quite interesting.
Make a cup of tea.
Make a cup of tea.
Yes. I mean, we had the idea. I had the idea for goat yoga anyway, but I said that I'd be doing it again next year.
Yeah.
But I think that if I do it on my channel, great. If we do it on our channel, also great. But we'll do it again next year with baby goats.
Yeah,
so
that'd be quite cool.
That's the whole. They've told me like the time frame to do it when it is next year. But that could be a good one to do.
What also I've thought about maybe a Patreon in the new year, so we can really
should do it for OnlyFans instead of Patreon.
Yeah,
I reckon that'd be so great.
I think if Patreon is in
the high tier is the OnlyFans for the Patreon.
Yeah, definitely. I think it helps with building a community, because let's say the first tier you pay like, I don't know, £5 a month, and you get like maybe involved in a Patreon only like live Q&A, or maybe you get like a message from us a month. Something just like a roast from us, something where it's just we're actually in with the viewers rather than being like, here's the podcast.
Or for example, the life advice stuff is actually someone that is on the Patreon, because then it shows that they generally will listen. Because sometimes when we do the life advice, I go, what happens if they don't even like listen to it? I'm like, ones where like we've just talked about 10 minutes and they've not even listened to it, because you don't know if they've only listened to like one podcast or they've listened to all of them. So if it was someone who's like a Patreon member, then we would trust that they're going to listen to that sort of stuff. We're not going to waste 10 minutes. Yeah, so shocking.
Let me know like if you think that would be a good idea, like that kind of thing, because we're always open.
Cool designs as well.
Yeah.
I think that's another goal. So for me, would be doing the live production. I think I would set for me personally as 100k. So I think 100k by the end of next year we're happy with. And then also probably the last one will be to develop more clothing ideas. So like less towards the whole but like less towards like very like standard like merchy stuff.
Well,
like
brands. We want to brand everything. Pretty much we've got a lot of fucking plans. We're not just like, this is a podcast, this is the end. We always want to, all of us lift the levels. All of us, none of us, I don't think, get complacent with anything, which is why we really want to do well with this. We don't want to just do one thing and then just stick with it. We want to keep on trying to push ourselves and see how far we can push the boat out. With everything until
you know what, one goal could be, so like say for example where we have like YouTuber events and stuff like Sitsy, all those kind of things. I know like people have different ideas and stuff. I think down the line to be able to come up with a concept of something along those kind of lines would be great.
Like an Antisocial event.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be quite a good idea.
Don't know if that's 2021. It could be 2022.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got the funding for that. I'm not
Not
gonna
yet,
lie. Not gonna lie, lads.
No,
but no, like
even if we start it off as being like at a YouTube event like together,
I know
that would be something for me.
I know even that you're saying that like you'd love to get like a live show, but even something more not realistic, but like easier for us to.
I don't think that's not realistic at all,
No. I'm giving an easier option.
Go for it.
For example, like VidCon and Sitsy, how they have their panels and that.
Yeah.
Or like for example, I remember like Resonate Insomnia. Every creator's got their own like pop-up shop type thing. Like if we had our own little pop-up shop where we have our own little meet and greets, we can sell our clothing, talk to people, even do a live podcast show. That'd be so fucking sick.
I like that, but I also think like fuck Summer in the City in that, because they
Summer in the City. Fuck Summer in the City. Yeah, I don't like
fuck them events that'll just, we're gonna bring this and put loads of effort into a show, and then we get nothing out of.
No, for me, like to do like I agree with you. I liked Itsy when I went, but that being said, I agree with that idea. But doing that like event at the comedy club would be for me leveling up something which no one else in the UK is kind of like doing that. They've like, as in like just like a one-off little event, just to, like come down to the night, you can invite friends down, it could be a bit of a laugh. It'll be like really like, that's when you build communities, when you're doing stuff online.
I love that. I love the idea.
I love the idea of that. I think it'd be great. But then I don't think that the whole panels and stuff like that would be like, oh, that's my... I think there's more of a to-do list. Like,
But for example, but listen to this. Like, for example, I know you're saying like, oh, fuck Summer in the City and that, but like, I agree. I've not had too many good experiences with Summer in the City. I've had more bad experiences than good experiences. But for example, like Resonate, the gaming event in Glasgow, I had a brilliant time. They were like, do you want to do anything on stage? And I was like, yeah, sure. They let me play
Lewis flossing on the stage.
No, they let me play FIFA on the stage in front of 500 folk. Like and that's on notice.
I think not. I think
they
so.
Don't leave
So
not
every event is cunts, is what I'm trying to say. Some of them are really nice.
That's not what we said. I'm saying at an event, that would be more of like, let's just go to some events this year, and then we could just either scope it out for ourselves or get on a panel.
But
that would be a to-do
both?
list.
Why not do both?
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Do both. But that's not like my goal for next year. That'll be a to-do list. That'll be like, let's do it, because that'll be something good. For me, a goal would be like, let's do 2 or 3 next year. Of the 2 will be good to do like an event at a thing, because that's like credible. That makes us like we've actually done something with that year.
Yeah, I agree.
Going to an event and be like, we just jumped on a panel.
Basically, what we're trying to say is we're trying to take over 2021 and become the biggest podcast in the UK. So fuck every other podcast. That's what basically what we're trying to say.
Millwall, fuck.
No, I support every other podcast. I think they're all really good.
To be fair, like nothing but we are just joking. Like nothing but respect to every other podcast that does do that stuff. It is a grind. It's a hustle. But I think where we're talking for our stuff, we enjoy the podcast. Hopefully that you do enjoy the podcast too. But it's more of like, what can we do more?
Yeah.
Because we all want to grow our own channels, but we also want to grow us as a brand and what we can do. Because the way that we've been speaking about Logan, about JJ, these are pioneers. So they started from somewhere. Why can't we do the same?
Exactly.
Do you get what I mean?